It's late. You're on your phone. You type in a question, the kind of thing you used to ask a person, and the machine answers you. Not like a search engine, it answers like it's thinking. For a second, it feels brand new, like nobody in history has ever done this before. But that feeling is old, almost 3,000 years old. We've been dreaming about machines like this for that long, long before we could build one. And every time we dreamed one up, we left ourselves the same quiet warning. I want to show you that warning. Once you see it, you can't stop seeing it. So let's go back. Almost 3,000 years ago, the poet Homer wrote about a workshop. There's a god in it, a blacksmith. His legs are bad. He walks with a limp. So he built himself helpers, servants made of gold, shaped like young women. They move on their own. When he stumbles, they catch him. And Homer says something strange about them. They can think, they can speak, they know how to do the work. Golden servants that could think. 3,000 years ago. That's how old the wish is. Someone to do the work, help that never gets tired. And once you start looking, these things are everywhere in the old stories. There were statues that could move. So lifelike, people said, that if you left them alone, they'd wander off. So they tied them down to keep the made things from walking away. Think about that. Even back then, part of them didn't fully trust the thing they'd made. And it wasn't just stories and statues. 300 years after Homer, Aristotle sits down and writes the same dream into a serious book about politics. Imagine, he says, if the tools just did the work by themselves, if the cloth could weave itself, then nobody would need servants, nobody would need slaves. Same dream. Work with no workers. But here's the strange part. They almost never stopped at the wish. Right after it, they'd add the price. Back to that blacksmith god. In another story, he's told to build a woman out of clay. They make her beautiful, they give her a voice, and they hand her to us as a gift, the first gift ever given. She's also a trap. She's carrying a jar, and inside the jar is every sorrow in the world. The old poet doesn't hide it. She's an evil thing, he says, one that men will be glad to take while they embrace their own destruction. A gift you're happy to accept, that also ruins you. They wrote that down 3,000 years ago, and the warning gets sharper. You might know the old Disney cartoon, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, the broom that won't stop carrying water. That story is almost 2,000 years old. A writer named Lucian told it first. A student brings a tool to life and tells it to fetch water. It obeys, it fetches, and it doesn't stop. He never learned how to turn it off. The water keeps coming. It spills across the floor. So he grabs an axe and chops the thing in half. And now there are two of them, both fetching, both flooding the house. Stop, he begs it. Just be a piece of wood again. It won't. It's doing exactly what he told it to do. That was the fear, not a machine that hates you, a machine that obeys you perfectly and doesn't know when to stop. They even saw the problem with the perfect guard. There was a giant made of bronze. His name was Talos. He walked around the island of Crete all day, every day. He never slept. He never stopped. Nothing could beat him, except for one thing. One hidden weak spot behind his ankle. And the day someone opened it, the giant fell. All that power gone because of one small flaw hidden inside. The perfect protection, with one secret way to break it. We build whole companies on that idea now. They had it as a story. And this wasn't just one corner of the world. Go far to the east, to ancient China. There's a story about a king and a craftsman who comes to show off his work. The craftsman brings in a man, life-size. It walks, it sings. The king can't believe his eyes. Then the made man turns and winks at the women sitting beside the king. The king jumps up furious. He wants the craftsman killed on the spot. So the craftsman quickly cuts the thing open. And inside, it's just leather and wood and glue. A fake heart, fake bones, not a man at all. The king calms down. But look at what came first. The moment the thing seemed too alive, the king was afraid. Different country, different language, same dream, same fear. 200 years ago, a young woman named Mary Shelley made it personal. A man builds a living person out of dead parts. It works. Then he looks at what he made. He panics, and he runs. The creature is left alone. Nobody teaches it anything. It learns to speak by itself. And when it finally finds the man who made it, it doesn't ask why. It says something worse. I should have been your son. Instead, I'm the thing you ran from. That's the warning now. Not don't build it. It's don't build something and then refuse to take care of it. And then, just recently, the dream changed its question. For 3,000 years, we asked one thing. Can we make it move? Can we make it seem alive? Then a woman named Ada Lovelace looked at the first computer, gears and brass, not even switched on, and she asked something new. Can it ever come up with an idea on its own? or can it only do what we tell it? She decided, only what we tell it. 100 years later, a man named Alan Turing read that, and he said, "Are you sure? We've been arguing about it ever since. Every time we type a question and something answers. So step back and look at the whole thing. The material keeps changing. Gold, bronze, clay, dead bodies, brass gears, now glass and electricity. But the dream stays the same. And the worry stays the same. Because it was never really about the machine. It was about us. The same wish, over and over. Let something else do it. Let something else carry it. Remember it. Decide it. The old stories weren't trying to guess what we'd build one day. They were trying to understand why we wanted it so badly. So next time something new shows up and the floor moves under you and it feels like you're the first person who ever stood here, you're not. People have stood here for 3,000 years, the same wonder, the same small fear, and almost every one of them was really asking one question. Not, what can it do? That one's easy. That one was never the point. The other one, what is it for and what does it say about me? That I want it?